What's going on, everybody? It's Jay here. You're watching Plant-Based Up in Here, and today I'm going to show you how to make this wonderful 100% plant-based gyudon. Stay tuned. The ingredient that we're going to be using today is this. This is yuba. This is yuba tofu skin, like fried tofu skin. And this is the kind of stuff you get at the Asian grocery, and it comes in rolls or comes in sheets. This one I found in rolls, and it's the stuff that you would use for hot pot. So what I like about it is that it's deep fried and it has this amazing texture. Let's check it out. And the amazing thing about that is that this texture picks up flavors really, really well. Plus the texture is slightly changed, so it makes it a little bit more interesting in terms of a plant-based protein. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is we're going to marinate all of this wonderful tofu skin. As you can see it, right, I have it right here. Just gonna dump it all in here. This is about 170 grams. But if you can go with 150 or whatever, you can do that as well. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some hot water. Doing this, what I should do is weigh it down with a plate. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a plate on it. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put that on there. I'm gonna let that soak until it gets soft. It shouldn't take too long. So while that's off to the side, I have a bunch of ingredients for a marinade that I'm gonna do here. And it consists of 1.5 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 1.5 teaspoons of white pepper, about 3/4 of a teaspoon of 5 spice. And I also got some cornstarch, 1.5 tablespoons. I got 1.5 tablespoons of oil, as well as 1 teaspoon of Marmite. This is the Marmite I was talking about. This is really freaking thick and sticky. So you may have to loosen that up with some hot water or something. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take all these wonderful things. Here. Okay, so I got all that stuff, and I'm gonna have my, man, this stuff is thick. It's like molasses, sort of. Basically all it is the byproduct of when you make yeast. Just gonna mix all that together really well with the world's smallest whisk. You know, I never really thought I'd have a use for a whisk this small, but I do. And here it is. In fact, I have a smaller whisk. You wanna see it? Really have no idea what I could do with, but look at it. As much of a pain in the ass this stuff is to work with sometimes, it will add some good depth to make your ingredient taste good, whether it is tofu or yuba or gluten balls. Pretty well combined. I'll just set this aside. Let's check on our yuba, see if it has gotten, yeah, okay, that's perfect. Done, that's fast. So we're gonna drain this off really quickly and strain it. Right now it's soaked, but so as you can see right now, it's pretty wet, and we can take it and unroll it now, as you can see. So we have this beautiful protein, which is a blank canvas for us to work with. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take all these protein, unroll them, just like this. I'm gonna cut them like this, and then I'm gonna make strips. So just coarse strips, just like this. There's our protein, guys. There it is. So I'm just gonna fluff it up. The reason, because I just wanna separate all of those layers, just like this. Okay, so we got a lot here. The other thing I'm gonna add too at this point is onion. So I got some onion here. I'm just gonna slice it up real fast. A medium onion or half a large onion, as you can see. Here's our tofu skin. Just gonna put our onions in just like this. Give them a toss, that's all. Okay, so when that is done like that, I'm going to add our marinade. That's our marinade. I'm going to loosen it a touch with a bit of hot water, just a little bit. If you need to know how much, probably, I don't know, a tablespoon. So just loosen it like this a bit, just so we can make sure that all of that Marmite is going to be mixed in there very well, because it was super thick. We're going to just put it on our protein here, just like this. Okay. And then I'm just going to mix everything together, making sure that we coat everything. Okay, so this is our marinade. If you want to add anything like, this is all optional as well, but if you want to add some sesame seeds, a bit of sesame oil, you can do all of that. We'll mix this through, make sure everything is coated, and then I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit. Doesn't take too long, maybe 10 minutes, and while that's happening, I'm going to make our sauce. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to make our basic teriyaki sauce here. So I got that ginger that we grated. To that, I got 2 tablespoons light soy sauce, not dark soy sauce. So I got 1 tablespoon of mirin. You can actually make a huge batch of this and just put it in the fridge in a bottle, squeeze bottle, would be perfect. 1 tablespoon of sugar. And then a bit of water. So that's just a pack of shimeji mushrooms that we have. And then I'm just going to separate them all out like this. Now they're pretty long, so if you want to cut them, you can cut them if you want to. Just like the really long ones. Okay, and then we are ready to go. Gotta wok on medium-high heat. I'm gonna get some oil in here. And I'm gonna put in my mushrooms. So I wanna draw the moisture out of those, get a little bit of color on them first, before I add the rest of my stuff. Okay, so those are pretty good. They have a good amount of color. They have still enough moisture in them to keep them interesting. I'm gonna put in the rest of our protein, our marinated protein. Right away when that hits, I can smell 5 spice. It's pretty good. So you see we're getting some color on there, which is what we want, as well as we're starting to caramelize the onion. But you don't want it to be completely cooked out, because I want to keep some of that texture, kind of like beef steak, if you make Filipino beef steak. And when it's to this point, gonna add that sauce. So there's our sauce. We're gonna pop that in. Turn it down a little bit. It's on medium now. And this is just kind of gonna braise a little bit and thicken. Okay, so let's put some rice on here. This is looking really good. Sesame seeds. There we go. Looking beautiful. Let's get a close-up with the phone just to see. Okay. Okay guys, so this is it. Let's check it out. Does that look good or what? Let's get a little bit of that. Five spice in there adds a nice dimension. But what I'm really impressed with is the look. It completely looks like gyudon. It looks like beefy, it looks like thin sliced beef. Is the texture like thin sliced beef? Not entirely, but you know, you have to admire plant-based food, especially like old school ingredients like this, for what they are. And what they are is they're good on their own. They have their own sort of qualities that I like and crave. Like, who doesn't like cooked onions or mushrooms? And when it's in a medley like this with the tofu skin, it's really nice. And because of this was fried before, it soaked up a lot of the flavor. So I mean, it's really delicious. The thing about this is that, the beauty about this is that it's a blank canvas. You can make it taste like beef, for sure. But you can also marinate it with something that give you more chicken vibes. So if you wanted to make a stir-fried chicken dish or something with sesame chicken or something like that, you can do it with this, right? And it's cheap. You get it at the Asian grocery. It's an old school ingredient. It's not soy curls or anything like that. Like don't get me wrong. Soy curls are good and everything. And all of these other processed kind of plant-based meats are good and everything, and they have their purpose, but I'm cheap. And so is this stuff. So, I mean, you can go there, go to any Asian grocery and go to the aisle where all the dried stuff is and the vegetarian, and you're gonna find stuff like this. There's lots of different types of things that you can use, and just today, I was showing you how to make this. And man, it's so good. So try it out for yourself. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I'm eating while I'm talking. Try this at home. Really good, you won't be disappointed. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Take it with you, make it yours, do your own sort of thing with it, play with the flavors, and best of all, let me know in the comments what you tried. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And best yet, share with your friends who really want to learn how to cook this too, because plant-based Asian cooking is easy, it's fun, and like I said, it's cheap, it's awesome. So thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.